Hi, everyone. It's me, Krillius, Team Rayceen Productions MC and producer. And joining me, of course, is the fabulous Rayceen Pendarvis. Hey, Rayceen.
Hey, my love, greetings and salutations to everyone.
Yes, it's so great to be here. And we have our special guest, Vasilis, joining us today on our YouTube. Welcome to Vasilis from Pride Afrique.
Hi guys, this is Vasilis.
How are you, Vasilis? Just for our audience, could you go ahead and give us an introduction of yourself?
Yes. Hi, Team Rayceen. This is Vasilis Onwuaduegbo. I'm with Pride Afrique 2021, and I am a Greek-born Nigerian American, kind of this year living in Paris right now and schooling here. And I'm just with the team talking about like Pride, about like Africa, and the ways that we are making magic in places where magic was not supposed to be made. So yes,
I love that. I love that. That's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it. Now, pride in Africa. Who would have thought, right? LGBTQIA pride. But here's the thing, we are all over, and it is so, so great to see strides being made in the continent and within its diaspora to make sure that this pride is being told, that the story is being held, and that this freedom can be attained. And Pride Afrique has now joined that line, that throng of people pushing for pride coming out of the continent. Talk to me how you got involved.
So I met, it was all via email because I don't think I've met any of the team members in person. I met one of the members, his name is David, a couple of months ago because we were supposed to work together on another project. And I was just looped into an email chain like, oh, we're doing this Pride Afrique event. Do you want to join us? And I kind of like did not join because there was so much going on at that time. But then when they came back for the second year this year, I was on break from school and I was traveling and I was like, okay, I have some time to spend to like work on something that is a passion project that is interesting. And so that's how I got on the team for Pride Afrique 2021. I think Pride Afrique is like one thing about the advocacy for queer issues on the continent is that it's actually not new. It's not new. It's been happening for such a long time. But what's happening now is that with more technology, it's becoming much more forceful. So I think this is kind of like one of the ideas where people aren't afraid to be visible as much. This visibility is still, people are so scared, but the fear is reducing. It's like people are like, there's even one individual that is going to like perform during our event on the 14th, and he isn't even like out per se, but he's gotten to a place where he's like, I'm going to just still do it. And like that for us is like a big leap because like it's like people are still getting to the point where they're ready to like put their faces and their voices and their talents on things that they know might put a target on their back, but they're like, it's I need to do this for my own personal growth, and that's something that we're really appreciative of.
Yes, and that is very, very amazing. I remember when I was back in high school and a friend of mine who had graduated before, they were a part of this ad campaign with the Jamaica Forum for Lesbians and Gays in Jamaica. And his face was there, everything he was telling his entire story. And I was just very gagged. I was like, oh my goodness, like you would put your face out there, you know what I mean? But it's people like that and stories like this, which, lead to more people being able to come out, which leads to people being like, oh, wow, I didn't know they were queer. I never knew anybody queer before. And slowly but surely, these things can open the mind of people. Now we're having Pride in Jamaica. This is the 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, sixth year running. This week right now is Pride in Jamaica from the 1st to the 6th. And, growing up, I would have never thought that there would be Pride in person, with a parade and 6 days of activities and everything where everyone can go and it is there and no one is being harmed or anything like that. And it's been successful. So these are the little things that, people have to do to make sure that we can get to a place where it is, it's no longer something that is not seen or heard, but visibility is there, recognition is there, and everyone can live truly in their pride. So talk to us about Pride Afrique 2021 and what people can expect from it.
Yes, so we are going to be live on, I think, Facebook Facebook and YouTube simultaneously. We're using something called Restream. I'm not really sure of the practical details. We'll start to send out more details as the time approaches. But we have about 90 minutes planned. But we also want to break it down into sections so that people can come and engage as they want to, without having to stay the whole 90 minutes. We're also trying to do this because we realize that data on the continent is actually very expensive, and that's just a structural problem that we have no bearing in at the moment. And so we wanted to leave it open for that individuals that are connecting from the continent, that they don't feel the need to connect and spend a lot of money at one go. So that's we have 3 sections planned. It's the parade, the protest, and personal stories. And the parade is just we are trying to highlight some really important names in the queer African scene, whether it's in French-speaking Africa or Portuguese-speaking Africa or English-speaking Africa. Then for the protests, we're trying to highlight issues that are happening at the moment, like in Ghana, in Kenya, in the refugee camp. There are a couple other issues that are important to note and to signify. And then the final part is the personal stories, where we just want to highlight individuals and their own voices telling their own stories. So whether they're performing music or they're telling us about issues that they have gone through. We also thought about using this moment to spread news about mental health issues, and how maybe are there avenues on the continent where people can actually reach out to and get some respite when they are going through things, because it is very mentally taxing to be queer in this world where people don't understand a lot of things. And so yeah, those are some of the things that we have planned for Pride Afrique 2021.
Wow.
Amazing. And as you look towards the future of Pride Afrique, what do you envision Pride Afrique becoming even 5-10 years down the line?
Yeah, I think the first thing we need to do, and obviously this is not just my decision, we have a whole team of people that are working on this, and I think we just need to first of all become much more formal, get registered somewhere, and then so that we can also start getting funding, so we can expand past the volunteer aspect of what we are doing. And then hopefully one day we do something in person. I think we'll start in South Africa, because South Africa is one of the only countries where it's actually legal to be queer on the continent. Then there's Angola and Mozambique. There's some countries that are coming up, but South Africa seems has the longest history and the biggest and the strongest pride queer advocacy scene. So if we want to do anything in person, they actually probably do Pride already. We'll probably do it in South Africa and then try and move it elsewhere. But I guess the next step is just always trying to go bigger and become much more standardized in the ways we kind of present the event, so that people know what to expect every year that they come. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Wow.
Perfect.
I think it's so amazing. I sat here and it just hit me. To, as you were talking and Krilios was talking, a wave of emotion started to hit me. I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about, here are 3 of us from 3 different generations, from 3 places in this world, 3 different times. I come from an era where laws were put in place masquerading, where our trans brothers and sisters were in jail, could be locked up, lose their jobs, be killed on sight, thrown out of their homes, from a time 50 years ago. Krilios comes from a country where folks went through the same thing that we went through. Never had a pride. We had a pride because of Sylvia and Marsha and all of those who were sick and tired of being sick and tired and could not take it anymore. And here you are from this vast country of Africa, with all of my African brothers and sisters all coming together, braving the arrows, the sticks, the stones, and bypassing fear of losing their lives, their family, scholarships, schools, careers, and pushing past all that all of this that we have gone through generations and struggles because of our brothers and sisters, our ancestors who came to this country, taken from your country as slaves, people of color, different tongues, different dialects, different shades, different features, but all part of that experience of we are people of color. Doesn't matter if we are transgender, two-spirit, non-binary. We are people of color. And the strength that even though they tried to put us in chains when we came from kings and queens, and yet we are kings and queens. And we celebrate that because it has to be celebrated. Our LGBTQIA experience is part of being people of color. You cannot deny it. We're here, we're queer, and we're gonna celebrate all over the world. So to all of those brave brothers and sisters, I say thank you. I say thank you to my ancestors. I say thank you to you. I say thank you to Krilios. I thank you for allowing us to sit in this space of fellowship. I was sitting here and so much was hitting me all at one time. And I had to turn the camera off because I started to cry. Because I know what it takes and what all of you have gone through. Krilios being brave and being bold, to you being brave and being bold and not caring anymore about what anybody else thinks about you. Because you are here, you matter, and your space has been claimed, has been paid for, and you have that right to celebrate. I see this, what you are doing, when we talked about 10, 12, 20, 30 years, beyond our lifetime, a legacy that will celebrate a part of who we are, that we were a part of this journey. Mm-hmm. That's why Pride is so beyond pride, passion, and purpose. I just say ashe to everyone.
Ashe, ashe. And to round it out, if people want to follow Pride Afrique and keep up with what you're doing, how can they go about doing that?
Yes, you can find us on all the important socials, I guess. It's like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Pride Afrique, Pride Afrique, Afrique. Yeah, that's how you spell it? Yes.
There you go.
So I think there's Pride Afrique on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook. And just follow us, like engage with our content. We usually offer content both in English and French, but because this is in English, I'm assuming that most of the viewers speak English. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can see. We are kind of like obviously focused on the African continent, but we're also very like, although most of us are also like in the diaspora as well. Like I live in France and my colleagues live in like Italy and the US and Canada. So it's not just an African thing. It's like we are everywhere, and we want everybody to like feel welcome to our
Well, thank you so much, Vasilis, for coming here today and sharing this with us. It has been such a wonderful chat with you, and we look forward to all the things Pride Afrique will continue to do in the future. To our viewers, the links will be in the description below. Thank you all. And don't forget to follow all things Team Rayceen. And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe, comment, and share. Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye-bye, my beloved. Ooh.